Greetings, everybody. Right back at you here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. And like we say here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, we don't just praise fighters with pretty records. We praise all fighters who get in the ring and fight hard. You could be 13-9, 26-8, or 36-10. If you out there knocking sweat off somebody's head, making the crowd want to come see you again, then your light will shine here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. Now, let's get into it, boxing fans. Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. Let's talk about it. Well, you know how the nail predicted it. I predicted David Benavidez to put Caleb Plant to sleep. But I'm going to tell you something about Caleb Plant. If they can't say nothing else about him, he can hold. He can hold and hold. He's the best holder. He got some of the best holding techniques I ever seen. He can hold from the bottom, from the side angle, from the top. He can hold from the inside. He can hold from the outside. Caleb Plant can hold. He can hold. And he held on. And when he couldn't hold on no more, he got punted. He got punted. Kenny Bayless didn't give him not one warning for all that holding. That's the most holding I ever seen in a match. He came out, he didn't even have a jab, he had a hold. Where his jab was? How many jabs did he hit Benavidez with? And compare that to how many holes he hit him with. He held, and held, and held, and held on. But listen, fans, I'm watching this fight live with a guest, and my guest watching it, and you know we give all avenues of boxing fans here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. But he's also somewhat of an inside fan of boxing. But he's actually a basketball expert, but he do boxing. So here we go. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to talk boxing.
Once again, Black Frequency, Sports and Entertainment again, back here with the Nail, Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. We're back here again. Caleb Plant did a lot of holding. I mean, Kenny Bayless really didn't warn him. He so-called gave him a warning in the fight here and there, but it really wasn't a warning. He should have took a couple points away from him.
He should have.
I guess he didn't want to do that, but my insider looking at it, the reason why he didn't take a point from Caleb Plant because he was doing all the holding, because out of the way Benavidez is, Kenny Bayless had him by the hand, he snatched his hand away from Kenny Bayless. Kenny Bayless gave him a look like, wow.
I saw that.
Really? Okay. So, you know, that played into the fight of him not calling no fouls on Caleb Plant for holding. But he did do a lot of holding. I mean, he just basically went in there to survive after the 6th round. That's basically what it was, all about survival. He did what he can do, but he just ain't no elite fighter. I don't know where he got that from, how he get to be the #1 contender. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, just because you knocked out the rail and you become the #1 contender, I don't see that. I don't know how you got up there. But somebody put him up there, but he definitely ain't no #1 contender all that holding.
I can say this, Caleb Plant can box. But against a Benavidez, that's what he's going to have to do. That's what, I would say that Benavidez is on another level than Caleb. Caleb had the legs to try to make it look good for a couple of rounds, about 2 rounds, and then the holding started. He kept holding and holding. I thought Kenny Bayless was going to take a point. I thought the fight was going to change due to the ref taking a point. It never did. He was able to rely on holding. And something I always see referees do is, you pointed that out. Sometimes when fighters keep their front jab hand forward for distance, refs usually tell them you can't do that, knock it down. Caleb Plant was allowed to do that all night.
Sure was. Can he leave his hand out there like that, just straighten out? Because he kept doing it. I've seen referees in the fight tell a fighter they can't do that.
I have too.
So he was allowed to get away with stuff. Maybe that was he was letting them get away with that because of how Benavidez reacted to Kenny Bayless and when they was asked to touch gloves in the beginning of the fight. So maybe Kenny Bayless been a little biased because of how the way Benavidez did that.
See, this is the thing why I give Benavidez the credit. Kenny Bayless knew the build-up. He was at the weigh-in. He knew all the build-up of them not getting along to force them to shake hands. Okay, you the ref, but In the past, fighters just go to the side. In the past, when there's been so much trash talk that they want to keep the same energy.
What I'm saying, maybe it's the way when he snatched his hand away, because Kim Baby did give him a look like, really? You gonna snatch your hand away like that? Okay, all right.
He did give him a look. Caleb Plant did so much holding that Kenneth Bailey should have been forced to take a punt. And then you notice what he did? He gave Caleb Plant a break by checking a head injury that didn't even look like a head.
So Benavidez did right, make it sloppy, since he ain't gonna call no foul, just make it sloppy.
I agree with that.
And Vincent got the best of him in those exchanges when he did that. So that was my theory on why Kenneth Bailey wasn't calling no fouls on Caleb Plant, because he was doing a lot of fouling in that fight. I appreciate for being here in the studio with Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. Stay tuned for the nail. He's coming.
Where can they find you at?
They can find me on Facebook, Black Frequency News, and Sports and Entertainment.
I don't like to keep it too long because you don't know me that well, but you will. Like we say here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, we don't just praise fighters with pretty records. We praise all fighters who get in the ring and fight hard. You could be 30-8, 25-6, or 13-10. If you out there knocking sweat off somebody's head, making the crowd want to come see you again, then your light will shine here at Railroad Nail Boxing.